Good afternoon and welcome to Solent News. I'm Tommy Richardson and this is the news at 4:45. Coming up, councillors are meeting today at Hampshire County Council to discuss possible cuts. Anti-abortion campaigners demonstrate on the 50th anniversary of the Abortion Act. And finally, a spooky walk around the top haunted locations in Southampton. Councillors are meeting today at Hampshire County Council to discuss possible cuts. The meeting will debate proposals in a bid to save an anticipated budget shortfall of £140 million. The cuts may affect health and care services, school crossing patrols and community transport. The decision will be announced later this afternoon. Two men who stabbed an Albanian man to death in Southampton earlier this year have been sentenced to 20 years in prison. Winchester Crown Court heard that Shakil Zindabti was stabbed in the chest during the morning of March the 11th. Lee Williams, Christopher Jones denied murder but admitted to robbery and manslaughter. Senior Investigating Officer Liz Williams described the attack as unprovoked, violent and needless, that Williams and Jones carried out together to satisfy their own greed. Today, the Bank of England announced it will be increasing interest rates. They will rise by a quarter of a percentage point from 0.25 to 0.5%. It's a decision that will affect us all. With us is our economics reporter Amy Taylor to tell us more. So Amy, was this rise what we expected?
Well, to be honest, Tommy, we didn't really know what to expect. Yes, it is a rise, but it is still small. And it's the first rise over 10 years, which of course is quite significant.
So what will this mean for all of us?
Well, for mortgages, it means repayments will increase. And it's not just mortgages either. Things like credit card loans, overdrafts, they'll all be increasing in their paybacks. It is good news for savers, as it does mean that the bank will give you more when you put your savings together. However, that cost will be coming out with imports, as the basic items that we buy now will be costing a lot more due to the weaker pound.
Thank you very much. The Oxfam bookshop on London Road closed its doors for the final time recently, as sales had fallen. In light of this, a local independent shop has been pushing to make itself stand out from the rest. Tommy Coliter reports.
Here on Portswood Road sits October Books, a small independent bookshop that encourages local authors to publish and sell their own work. Today, Eastleigh author Dr. Bruce Venter hosted a signing for his trio of books based around mental health. He's aiming to share a particular message, having suffered from and dealt with paranoid schizophrenia.
My prime reason for writing about my life was to lift the stigma on mental illness. I hope to do more than just reach a few people. I wanted to spread the word.
Despite this being his first event, Bruce feels positive about snowballing into bigger and better things. With another venue on the horizon, his following is slowly starting to take shape.
I've had inquiries from other independent bookstores in Hastings and hopefully elsewhere, and it would be nice to have book signings and support local community bookshops.
Shop assistant Jerry Jones explained why visiting and buying books in person is important, despite technology providing our main source of reading material.
There's still a room for physical books and bookshops for selling. One of the nice things about coming to a bookshop is a matter of discovery, and that you can come and have a browse and find things that you wouldn't know even existed.
Southampton plays host to a lot of local talent with stories to tell. Hopefully, October Books will help promote this, and other businesses will decide to follow. Tommy Colito, reporting for Solent News.
A survey conducted by Waitrose has found that there is no longer a stigma surrounding buying food with a reduced label sticker. The store found 53% of shoppers now buy from the discounted section, more often than they did 5 years ago. That figure rises to 68% from 18 to 24-year-olds. With so many supermarkets in Southampton, we asked shoppers what they thought about buying food items with a reduced sticker.
People usually buy for it because it is still good quality. It's just dates or like packaging's open, so we've had to repackage it.
I have no problem buying any reduced items. I think it's a good way of stopping food wastage.
Like, you wouldn't turn down the opportunity to buy like clothes at a reduced price or cars and TVs and stuff like that. So I don't see why food should be any different.
I buy it, but you've got to be careful, haven't you?
Sunday saw the return of the annual Poppy Run. Our reporter Alex Clark was there.
3, 2, 1.
Southampton Common held a Poppy Run this Sunday. The 5-kilometre run is one of 15 taking place all over the country on 2 weekends over the Remembrance period. I spoke to a volunteer about why he wanted to help at today's event.
Well, I think it's a really valid cause and really important, and I just wanted to add my time to encourage everybody here today that's raised so much money for helping our war veterans.
Come on, they weren't so important yesterday. Come.
So I've got a family that have served and are currently serving in the armed forces, and I also forced my parents to come and do this with me.
Prior to the run, participants took part in a 2-minute silence before a group warm-up, and then it was on with the race. I'm Alex Clark, reporting for Solent News.
This weekend, a major firework display is being held in Mayflower Park to celebrate Bonfire Night. This can be a challenging time for nervous pets as their hearing is more sensitive than humans. We asked pet owners what they do to calm down their furry friends.
She used to be terrified of fireworks, so we just used to all stay in with her and give her company.
Normally, if it's like a firework night, just put a few sleeping pills in their food and it conks out all night.
My dog is just not bothered by anything like that whatsoever. Ships, hooters, you name it. Could be skateboards, cyclists, runners. Doesn't care about anything. He's a very, very cool, laid-back dog, a bit like his owner.
On the 50th anniversary of the Abortion Act becoming law in the UK, anti-abortion campaigners organised a prayer vigil outside St Mary's Hospital in Portsmouth. It may have been 50 years since the legislation was passed, but many religious groups like the 40 Days for Life still oppose it. Campaigns in the UK like this one are becoming more common every month. But with counter-protesters also attending in support of women's rights, pro-life campaigners are unlikely to end abortions anytime soon. Halloween may have come and gone, but there is no stopping those looking for some supernatural fun, and spooky ghouls didn't stop our reporter Leanne Castle from braving Southampton's Ghost Walk.
The history of Southampton was brought to life this week with a series of late-night ghost tours. 3 locations across the city were explored like never before, telling the haunted history behind them. The team from Supernatural Tours paired up with See Southampton, taking those looking for a scare on an evening full of fancy dress fun, fear and storytelling. Southampton's Tudor House was one of these locations visited. The tour revealed its 800-year past has many haunted tales behind it.
Well, we've got Tudor House, that's where I come out, 'cause that's my part. Then we've got 3 of the historical vaults as well, and we'll also be checking out places like the Merchants Hall, West Gate, right through round to our last spot outside Lancaster, well, it's called Lancaster Vault by the Oasis Bar.
Halloween may be over, but if you like being scared, these tours will continue into the new year.
Fake news has been named Word of the Year by Collins Dictionary. The phrase, which rose to fame after President Trump's election victory last year, will now be included in the next year's edition of the dictionary. But there's been no fake news in our bulletin today. That's all for now. I'm Tommy Richardson. Have a nice evening.